Clash of Clans podcast, episode 74.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.
And we're back at the Clash of Clans with the fans in the stands. I'm your pal, Big Boneyard. I'm here with my pal, Scott.
If only people could see the look on your face when you say some of those things. 74. It's like you're calling them something.
And we're back here at the Clash of Clans podcast.com, talking all things Clash of Clans here at the WBSMT radio studios.
Talk about saving for the podcast. We took a little break and waiting for the furnace. It's freezing. And
We had to turn the furnace on and warm up the basement. And waiting for it to turn off. Gotta wait.
We start talking about something.
Sitting in silence.
Oh, remind me to talk about this. And we start talking about it. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I gotta wait in silence because everything we gotta say on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, what were we trying to say? No, I forget.
I suppose, yeah, we don't even talk about the game unless we're doing a podcast, do we? And then we don't talk about it before we. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, we
left off last episode talking about contests, new troop ideas. We're going to go right back into that, I think.
I do have to say this, though.
No, you wanted to say something about
what we were talking about in the break.
Yeah. What didn't we talk about in the break?
Okay.
Pumps and mines.
Pumps and mines. I said it took me forever to get my PECA going, and it started to occur to me that, you know what, I think the reason why I'm able to save up so much elixir now is that the economy's finally fixed.
A little bit. Well, there's a big boost and really jazzed people up. Everybody, there was an upgrade. There's new stuff. People want to spend their shit. So nobody has nothing. But now there was a boost so people could save up, get things going. Now they're saving up again for new things. And people are back to playing instead of getting...
But I'm breaking it in and getting up. And you know how long it took me to upgrade my pack, every time. And I did all my all my pig dogs during that time, trying to save up enough just to get it up there. It up there.
Get it right up in there. Get it right up in them guts.
But now it's like, okay, all of a sudden I can put elixir into walls. I mean,
fuck that. I'm so pissed that they changed that because I got all this elixir and I got all these fucking still purple walls that I can't do. You should start
using your gold on your walls just to get to level 8. If you just put 1 to level 8, then you can do 1 to...
You know what the thing is? I got other things I got to worry about. And my base setup is...
But if you do 1 a day, if you did like 500
1 a day, I don't
500K.
Yeah.
How much gold do you take in a day?
Not much, man. I don't. I do because we were warring on the weekends. I do, but most of the time during a war, I just constantly have either I'm filling CCs, I'm making that shit, and then I'm brewing all the troops that everybody's going to need. I got a smattering of everything. And then at the end of the war, I'll end up with I'll keep building balloons or some hogs and archers just to give out for non-shit, and then making dragons, and there'll be a pig dog waiting usually, and finally I'll give it all the wizards and things that I don't need, and then boom, I got what's left over is my air army that I'll take in.
Okay.
And take that out and then start over, and who needs
and
what.
I suppose if you're hanging out in 1600s to even go in for the amount of loot you
and I always have these spectacular, ridiculously expensive armies made that as a whole wouldn't really work that well because they're so mixed.
But you can't even do that on down there.
I could, but
you're not going to get any. You're not going to get enough back.
I'm not going to bother with it. I guess I could look. I could probably be looking while I'm.
You should try
waiting.
trophy pushing a little bit.
Well, yeah.
And then you'd have to use your spells.
Yeah.
But you could be sniping and taking in a lot more with barching.
I don't know. I've moved up since the last time you laughed at me. I was probably at 14-something.
And it's like you have to put in an effort to stay down there.
No, you don't.
Shark
You just
in the
keep
water.
getting attacked. Yeah.
Shark, great white boneyard.
Swimming slow.
He's coming in. Okay, I want to do a just quick shout out because that brings up a point. Our clan has been awesome with donations, so it's not been burdensome, during war. I think right away we had a lot of lower people that were taking in lots of dragons and stuff. And
if you have a clan where people are taking a problem, then fuck you, because that ain't a problem in the K-fam.
No, I'm saying it's not.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning we were relying a lot on the top guys, a couple people to fill the troops, and everybody seemed to level up, and people that have come in, so Snowtop, Bazinga, T-Skits, Catan, Corey
Yeah,
Rader,
yeah, uh-huh.
Sasquatch, KMJ, Corey, Matt.
You just going to read the whole list or what?
No, part of it, and everybody else. They're able to like really donate to the CCs, like with
All right.
witches. I go through with Velks, and then other people do throw in Velks, and so everybody's finally got like higher troops.
All right, what's your guys' layout for? What do you guys wore? Like 35, 40?
35.
35.
Lately.
That's about it for us. 30, 35. I like the 30 wars. Those are fun. Those are real decisive.
And I
think it's less people to manage. So when you have 35 CCs to fill, Town Hall 10s, Town Hall 9s, 8s, some 7s, what is your range? What do you do?
I just I'll start one barrack full of.
No. I mean, what do you fill them with? What do you put?
Oh.
What do you put in your defensive CCs?
Okay.
As a clan.
Well, T-Skits is taking in a witch. He's asking for a witch, 2 wizards, and the rest archers. So these are the top guys.
You guys actually go with what they say. Like you don't have as a group have a plan.
No.
Oh well, okay. That's not okay.
Why would you?
What is your optimal thing for a Town Hall 9? Or a Town Hall 10? What do you guys put in there?
Well, I'm
you guys
reading
all put in different things.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. That was number 1. Number 2, witch, Velk, balloon, 2 wizards, 2 archers.
A balloon?
Yeah, they can do some damage when they're over golems. If the golem's coming in first, I've seen when I was
That's interesting.
up by Champ, people would come in and I was running with balloons and asking for them in the CC, and if they didn't have the queen or something right then, like the 5 balloons pounding them or 7 balloons pounding them, whatever the space is, 35, 7 balloons. Like, do some major damage. Okay, I'm asking for a Velk, a witch, 2 wizards, 3 minion, and an archer.
Minions, yeah.
Corey's asking for a Velk, rest wizards, and archers. 2 max witches, and then the rest archers, that's KMJ. Minnow Boy has, he didn't say, 3 wizards and 23 archers, snow topses. And everybody's just works different, I think, with their base.
Oh, well, I'm glad they're all paying attention to that.
But I like it. I like the Velks do some major damage.
We also are on the Valks. 15 wins in a row or 14 wins in a row. It towards the beginning it was I figured out a witch and a Valk up high, then wizards and archers to fill, and then as you get down to the Town Hall, when you get 25 spots in the Town Hall 9s, you could still do both or a witch, whiz, and then archers. 5. You always want 5 archers or 5. Single troops coming out first, and then but the Town Hall 8s they don't get witches or Valks. They get all wizards. They get even amount of wizards and archers.
But a witch,
either 5 and 5 or 4 and 4.
The witch is so powerful in those upper Town Hall 10s because it hangs back.
Yeah. We got in the Town Hall 10s. I'm talking Town Hall 8s, and then down below at the Town Hall 7s, there's a Valk.
Yeah,
and usually a bunch of archers or a Valk and a wizard and archers. And it's awesome to watch those Valks down there, max Valk, and everything's maxed, obviously. Those max Valks down there would shred shit out of those little Barcher armies from the last guy, number 35, goes after number 35, and that Valk's still alive at the end of the thing,
Yeah.
No stars. It's hilarious.
Well, yeah, because it just, it does that splash damage and just takes them, and it takes so much damage. They just need to make the Velk bigger looking, I think. Like she's so tiny on the screen. If they made her bigger,
I want to see that. I want to see that axe swing around more. I want to see some action.
Like for how much she costs, and she could just be cooler looking. I talked with Boaz about that. Our lowest Town Hall is 7, which Matt brought in. But really, their lowest is Mayor 365, and he's at Town Hall 8. So we're not really.
See, yeah, I know. We're still bringing in some even Town Hall 6s. It's a.
We don't mind that.
Yeah, right.
It's just kind of how it's worked out.
It's a fan. It's a clan for the fans. And basically, if you're listening and come and join anywhere.
House of
we
El,
were talking about
House
this.
of Zod, Kent Farmhouse. House of Non.
And if you want to, for all the different reasons, if you want to war a little bit or a lot,
Phantom Zone.
The House of Zod, we wore twice a week, and because we just discussed this whole thing because we're having some trouble with some new people, and isn't it? Not really trouble, but if you're serious about wanting to play, if you're serious about warring, you're serious about learning how to get better, come and join. Based on if you're a higher town hall, then you're going to be held to a little higher standard of you got to pick up your stars. So get your shit upgraded while you're here, and you should know what you're doing because you're skewing the matchup ratio if you're a higher town hall.
You got to pull your weight.
And if you're a lower town hall, you got to not be. You got to. The younger you are, the less of an asshole you get to be, because yeah, that's it. For if you're a lower town hall, then don't be an asshole and or don't be annoying.
Or House of L, Phantom Zone, Kent Farmhouse, or House of Non. That's absolutely no war, or it's only a pure farming clan.
Right.
So yeah, we'll get back to the troop thing in a second. But then so the elixir economy and I think that's
that was all we were talking about.
We weren't talking about during the break,
right?
Trying not to talk about. So let's get back. You had also during the break you had.
I had a troop idea come in on the line from Jay Weezy, Jay Weezy 86. From his picture, he must be some sort of soldier. He's wearing camouflage, hanging out with a pretty girl.
Speaking of which, I was going to say, like, we haven't done Take a Piss for a long time, but I've been reading this zombie book called Arisen. And it's like a very military-oriented zombie book. It's actually, I've read since last Saturday. I'm on almost to book 5.
I am reading the book, I don't know, something of Dune. And it is the story between the first Dune book that Frank Herbert wrote and the second Dune book Frank Herbert wrote. It's written by his son. I've talked about this on the air a bunch of times. I even read Dune. Yeah. But it's really cool because it's Paul, like, going on the jihad and kicking the shit out of planet after planet after planet. It's pretty,
cool.
It's pretty good. So, Jay Weezy.
Did you ever get rid of that dictionary?
Was that?
Did you ever get rid of that dictionary at your house?
No, man, it's still in a box in the other room. And a dictionary. Who needs a dictionary? And a whole box full of books. I've been going through all the books that I moved into my house.
Before the last podcast, Ponier was trying to give me books.
So I had a whole box of books that I'm trying to get rid of. And I'm like, what about this book? It's so-and-so by Ben Baxter. It's the second book in a series. This is, I'm like, look at the inside. My mom. Yeah, happy birthday or whatever. And it's the second book. Like, I'm like, it says right on there, book 2.
And then you pulled out the dictionary.
There's a Far Side thing. Like, I'll look through it once again and then just get rid of it. I don't need it. And then a dictionary, a giant old ratty dictionary. What are you going to do with a dictionary? I got one right here. It's my phone. I can push a button and ask my phone
and you haven't been
ask my
added
iPad to find shit. I don't even have to I don't even have to look through it.
Till an apocalypse happens, and then you're illiterate.
Yeah, right. Then I'm like, what the hell is an aardvark?
Autocorrect. They're gonna have a whole.
What the hell is an aardvark? Page 1.
Anyway, so read the troop idea.
Right.
Sorry,
Jay Weezy, new troop idea. A water troop that only acts as defense, so it's a new defensive troop. We haven't discussed this yet. So basically, this is just a new defense. I don't understand what he's doing here. He looks like a water serpent. He spits water bombs at troops and does 1/4 the damage of the troop's hit points. So every time it hits them, it knocks out a quarter.
So maybe it's like a hero where it stays in your camp. So like when people are attacking you, this is attacking them.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with that way.
Troop.
Okay, new defensive hero. He spits water bombs at troops and does 1/4 of the damage. The hit also spreads the troops out 8 squares, kind of like splash damage from the mortar where it spreads them out. But it causes the troops to attack it spreads them out so far that they turn. Causes your troops. Oh, what?
No, it takes out. So when people are attacking you.
Well, listen to the way he wrote this. The hit also spreads troops out, kind of like the splash of the mortar fire parts, causing your troops to attack. It causes your troops to attack other surrounding buildings, like you're attacking yourself as a thing. I don't know. Only affects ground troops. Has 1,100 hit points. Does not affect golem that are level 2 because they're too heavy to move. Now this is where it gets interesting. Elixir Escapade, Gold Grab, and Spoils of War would have to be 3-starred before you can unlock the opportunity to buy the troop.
Ooh.
This keeps people from straight gemming it.
Yeah.
Right? Then he would then the price here. He would cost 4 million elixir for first level, 8 million elixir for level 2, and 8 million elixir and 80k dark elixir for level 3, like a combo.
Ooh.
Now that could be a thing. That's the way to make it more than 8 million, because that's the max anything, right?
Is
now
to charge
it's combo, yeah. And imagine something that's 16 million, 8 of each, or 16,200,000. That's entirely, everything's full. Could you imagine trying to get to that?
Imagine when I got there and they were like, what now? We've just been doing a podcast for all these years talking about the game, and all of a sudden now it's over.
He can move anywhere in the water and stays hidden until troops get close enough. His range of water bombs is 15 squares. So he can only go in 15 squares from the water. And so it's a defense.
Defensive troop.
Let's talk about this.
So you have to train it and have it in your camp. And then it would probably, I would imagine it would die if, kind of like your clan castle, like your troops.
You would,
like, I'll see if the, what was it called?
okay, now listen, as a defensive hero, I like the idea of something being in the water. First of all,
But what if you had to buy
first of all,
you had to pay for it?
No, first of all,
I got to wait for my, what's it called to be done?
First of all,
so I
this
can
is
log off.
this is a water troop. That's the first category. We're talking about water shit. So he's the first one to mention stuff in the water.
Actually, we don't know yet because that just came in, and we.
Well, it's the first one that got on the
Okay,
air anyway.
that's true.
So water troop. So what he wants to do is have this thing. I'm not really sure if it's you bring it with you to war, but that's what we're talking about. New offensive troop, right?
Yeah.
So it is the.
Defensive category.
Let's just cut that out for right now.
Okay.
The whole defensive part. So the first water troop. You're shooting bombs in. I like spitting bombs by a serpent, because I always thought the boat.
Kind of like a cannon.
It would be
Yeah,
the boat.
the cannon.
It would be the cannon off the boat shooting. That's a siege weapon, and you can make it a cool old timey boat like a Trojan fucking skiff with a big cannon on it.
But okay.
But I like the water serpent, and it comes in, so it negates that whole side of the board, and it changes that completely about where you put your castle and everything.
Yeah.
As an offensive troop, like, you get to drop that thing in the water, it would have to take up like 60 spaces and cost a ridiculous amount. But I really love the fact that, and this is kind of a separate thing, that you have to unlock different achievements before you can get the troop.
Yeah.
So you can't just gem the thing.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to put in some time. So if you got it, you earned it.
Yeah. That would be cool.
I like that.
And it
I
would
like
have
that.
to be based on previously. You'd have to do like the gold grab and that kind of stuff.
Things that you have to actually play the game to do. A gold grab, you can't just gem that. You can buy gold, but the gold grab means you went and got it from somebody.
Yeah.
So you got a 3-star. You have to have got 16 billion like all of us.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Here's whoa, we're still on water bombs and boats.
We're never
and the
gonna
water
get to-
serpent.
it's gonna be-
I think that gets written down. A water troop.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Offensively, we're talking. You bring it in with you to battle. It could be a snake or a boat. It lobs in there, and what is it? What target? What would it? Target everything.
I don't know. It would have to just be general.
Just buildings. It'll target whatever's closest first, and then.
Well, it would be. Well, let's wait. Let's not invent a new troop right now, because we have that idea.
Yeah, right. I'm giving Jay Weezy the.
Then we should start down. Let's go to the next one.
I'm not giving him credit for our water troop, but we're getting.
I know, but
ideas
we don't
called
need-
What 3 best troop ideas are conglomerates of all different people.
We would just watch while you steal the best part of everybody's idea.
Exactly, and then we'll give it to Supercell and we'll be like, "This is the greatest shit ever." Thank you, Scotty and Boneyard.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey, Scotty, Boaz, and Boneyard. I want to put my hat in the ring for your contest. My idea for a new dark troop would be a Dark Elixir seeking troop. Kind of like the goblins in the normal troops, but it would only seek Dark Elixir.
I'm writing it down already. What is it called? That's a
don't know.
great idea.
I was thinking it could
dark goblin.
be an air troop as well, for most Dark Elixir stored in the center of people's bases. It would look like a bat and goblin combined. Oh my god, there's a picture too. See attached pick. I think a troop like this could is needed since Dark Elixir takes so long to save up and is usually harder to get and in lower quantities when you do get it. It would be similar cost and hit points as the goblins. Well, there you go, guys. Thanks for all you do. Love the show. Dan from North Idaho.
What? Dan from North Idaho.
And there's a picture.
Let me see. What is that? Oh, that's key.
It's like a dragon with,
You're not going to be able to describe that.
I don't know. It's like a hellish beast.
Dominion with no back legs and
Ooh,
bat wings.
That's cool. Like a tail instead of like any.
You're looking at it too.
Yeah.
What was his name? Dan from North Idaho?
People listening aren't trying to. Well, look at that. We'll just stare at it for 2 minutes.
Dan, is that what his name is? Dan from North Idaho.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well, I don't know if that's his in-game name. If Dan
But
from North Idaho.
that's how I'm writing it
Yeah,
down. I
okay.
gotta credit somebody here.
All right.
So that one is the Dark Goblin. He goes after Dark Elixir, and he probably costs Dark Elixir.
The Darblend.
The Darblend.
Darblend.
Could
Okay.
be more of a
My new troop. This is from Mark. My new troop idea for Clash and for the fans in the stands. Haha. The Dirty Mole. The mole would be able to dig holes under walls, and it would allow barbs and archers, etc., to go into the holes and come up on the other side. Its hit points and stats would be like minion level 1, no air, of course, for targets. To cook troop, use pink elixir. That's thanks. Keep it clashy. For target,
you need the holding again.
troop idea would be okay. The mole would be able to dig holes under walls, and it would allow barbs and archers, etc., to go into the holes and come up on the other side. It hit points and stats would be like minion level 1.
It's not
It's not air. It didn't use air for targets. So it would be a elixir troop. Keep it Clash Cooper.
Cooper. I like the idea of going under walls. That's cool. That's a wall breaker. That's what it is. I mean, if you can go under the walls, then it's going through them. It's the same troop. It's just a different style.
But if only barbs and archers could go in.
I like the restriction, but it's still it's not. You just use wall breakers.
Yeah, but it would be kind of a cool, different barching army then if you had something like that. Because you couldn't use it necessarily in war. Maybe to get if it only let like wizards in, or if it just let barbs and archers, maybe they'd be using war more often.
And then only if barbs and archers targeted the hole. Like no matter what, if there was a hole, they would go for it first.
They'd go in through.
Even though there's a building next to them, they defeat the building they're shooting at, and then go, oh, there's a hole over there, and run for it.
Okay.
You'd have to put something like that. And that goes into two categories. Well, just the category of being a underground thing, and that and the worm. I'm not writing it down. Cooper, right?
Yeah.
It's a wall breaker. It's already a thing. You know what I mean? It's just a different style. It's just the Hulk instead of the giant.
Okay, so
like Clash of Zombies.
Okay. All right, so this is from
Iron Man.
Sam.
Ridiculous.
Though it's not very exciting, I was thinking of a new ground troop for Dark Elixir. He would be a rifleman or a crossbow man taking after Bonaird's Christmas present. Oh, remember your pistol?
Yeah.
He would take up 8 house spaces and have less strength and hit points.
Do I remember my Christmas present?
Than a Velk.
I play that shit all the time.
Hit points than a Velk. He could be used as a ranged support troop behind a golem or giant. So less strength and hit points than a Velk. So it's basically like a dark archer.
Now, are we going to write down all? Because that's a good idea. Now we're going to end up writing down dark everything.
Well,
Dark Barb.
That would be the dark.
I'm claiming all the rest of them. I'm going to say them first. Dark Barb, Dark Wizard, Dark Velk, Dark
You can't-
Healer.
no.
Yeah, these are all things. Dark Dragon.
Just like writing your name on everything.
So, well, that's the thing, is that we got to think of new troops that
that.
do something new, not just they're a dark and more powerful version of something else. They got to be new.
But it would be.
Catapult's new. Battering ram's new. The
I like
water
that one,
thing
though.
is new.
I think
The
it's
Dark Goblin.
But
Isn't
part
new,
of it
but
is
it's new
would
enough
we
'cause
actually
it only
see
goes
this?
after Dark Elixir, right?
Would imagine if we actually saw this. I think that would be a cool troop. If we actually saw it, like we'd be happy to have it in the game.
A dark, yeah. All right, Dark Archer. What's his name?
Sam.
Sam. Okay.
Okay. Hey, Scotty and Boneyard, it's Dizzy Devil here. Love the podcast. Learning a lot since joining House of L. As a new troop, I think that they should have a strong Dark Prince troop that has hit points and charges up and releases energy bolts to anything around him. Ooh.
Okay, so Dark Hero. I'll write it down.
Once again, love the podcast and listen while at work. Keep up the good work. And Scotty, any attack advice is great when you see me on. Okay. Yeah, he's in that.
All right, so the Dark Archer from Sam wasn't anything really more than just an archer. He didn't add anything to it, right? Other than it's just more powerful,
Yeah.
stays behind it.
Well, this one, though, we asked for dark troops, like specifically. So it's a strong Dark Prince troop.
So, okay, and the Prince basically is a Dark Hero. We're going with the Dark Hero.
Well, he didn't talk about the size of it.
Okay, it's a troop then. So I'm going to just leave Dark Hero open. I'm going to just leave Dark Hero open because we haven't attributed that to anybody yet. And I'm going to go over here, Dark Prince.
Okay.
And what's his name?
It's Dizzy Devil.
Dizzy Devil.
Shout out from House of L. So, okay. Charges up and releases energy bolts to anything around him. So it would be like splash all around damage. That I wonder if it like damages the defense or like shocks them to like suspend them, kind of like a spell. That'd be a troop and a spell almost together.
A traveling spell like the hero.
Yeah.
A regular troop that has a traveling spell or an aura around it that it's walking around zapping shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like a free spell almost. Maybe he should like a Frost Prince, where it just freezes everything around it, like
So frost
when you
troop.
hit the power.
That freezes things when it gets to it. What does it do?
Kind of like the Rage.
Yeah. What is it?
Oh, I'm talking about a hero, I guess, more.
Yeah,
but
we
if
are.
trying
to think of
if the hero
try to dumb it down or nerf it a little bit.
maybe just
A Dark Prince that electrical troop.
maybe it doesn't.
An electrical troop is also part
But
of
if
this.
it was a freeze troop, like it would kind of think about the Velks, how it goes between buildings.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this one wouldn't have a lot of damage, but it would freeze the buildings that it was right next to. But it went to the clump.
Okay, you're changing it to freeze. He's talking about electrical.
Yeah, but
and
I've
that makes
changed
more sense. Everything that's near him is getting zapped. You know,
Yeah.
it's
It could be like a
he's
witch.
just, and he's just standing there. You know, he's not attacking anything like himself. He's just like electrifying everything, zapping everything around him,
slowly draining.
and really slowly draining. You know, like it would have to be not super powerful, but you put a bunch of them in a group,
I'll have to
and they would like spread out a little bit. They would knock out whole sections of bases if they could attack, you know, without getting beat up.
Yeah.
A real short ranged. It's like a mini Iron Fist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only got a range of like 3. So it could hit 3 buildings if they're all next to each other. You know, 4 even if it was right in the center of things touching.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good. Now, what was that? The Dark Prince. I'm going to change it from Prince. I'm going to put. He's talking about the electrifying, right? So we're going to go electric, short range. Prince. Right. What's next?
Okay. All right. It's Tekomara from Phantom Zone. Tekomora.
Right.
From Phantom Zone. All right. It's hard to read. Okay. And my idea for a new troop has to be a dark leprechaun. Hear me out. LOL.
It's a good start, I guess.
Okay. So this troop would be a mix of goblin and a hog rider.
Gob Rider.
The Gob Rider. He has a pot of gold that he throws over a wall and rides a rainbow over the wall. Or just creates a rainbow and rides over it. He would target resources only. It would be about the same cost of a minion. I think it would help in farming and pulling war CCs. Keep it clashy. P.S. I found a picture of this leprechaun riding a frog. I'm flexible. He could use it to jump the walls, but a rainbow would be funnier.
Let's see. What? Oh,
The
all
leprechaun
right.
ride-
Yeah.
That would be actually
All right, something that jumps over walls.
Targets only.
Yeah, and it's a leprechaun
Love that.
with a frog. And
I'm
a rainbow.
flexible.
I like the. Yeah,
I just found this picture of a leprechaun riding a frog. I'm
came up with
flexible.
a new
He
trope.
could use it to jump the walls, but a
hope that
rainbow
he-
would be funnier.
I hope that he saw the picture before he came up with the troop. Was like, that should be a troop. Well, a leprechaun. I don't know. What do you think? A troop that jumps over a wall. It's a goblin that
I don't know.
jumps walls.
You know, the only thing about it and is that I think it would be really distracting troop.
Maybe that's why it's good.
Like, I just don't. I feel like I don't want to look at a leprechaun all day, or let alone like
Yeah, I'm
punch
a
a
leprechaun.
yeah.
I'm a leprechaun.
Like
He's
it's,
still in my pot of gold.
but it could be cool. I could see like a jumping, like a frog and a hog, you know. But this one just
Froglin.
froglin.
Boglin? Remember those
Yeah.
things? They were little rubber puppets.
I'd
when we
almost
were
like
kids.
it if it was just the
Boglins.
frog.
Hey, kids out there, look that shit up. Those things are awesome. They have the weirdest feel. I feel like skin. I'm a boglin. Move their little eyes and little arms, and little puppets. They're little monsters. Remember those things? I had a couple of them.
All right. Yeah. So I don't know. I like the idea of a frog though too. Just a frog. I don't. No, he put. The problem is he put like the evil goblin from whatever, and
That's
another
the leprechaun from the movie Leprechaun.
Yeah, the leprechaun from the Leprechaun
Played
movie.
by Wicket.
Next, and the picture of the frog and
Yeah.
the guy riding the frog, the leprechaun riding the frog, and then the regular old like garden gnome leprechaun. And so when I'm trying to picture what I'm looking at on the map, I'm going,
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
I'm
A
glancing
little
down.
stumpy-legged guy. Or
Trying
this
to give a
dude?
little more context
I mean,
to the
if that
story.
frog is the right size, then that dude is tiny.
Yeah, it's just creepy. Like,
Well, so a goblin that jumps walls.
yeah,
Man.
rainbows.
Man.
I kind of like it,
Okay.
especially to get into.
now, you know we're writing on every single one of these so far.
Well, I know. I guess we'll just have to.
Yeah. We'll have to
Keep
call it
going
off. At the
since
end of
there's-
this episode, we'll keep a few.
Okay. All right. So you probably already voted that one down.
I'm thinking so. I'm thinking a goblin that jumps over walls.
Okay. Scottish fairies. This is from Kratos. The troop would be a new troop for stealing golden elixir. Don't have to worry about walls like the goblins. They would have to be Scottish because they are the mean stealing assholes. Low hit points, but fastest troop in the game. Stay clash, you filthy animals. This is from Kratos.
Another new goblin.
Fairy.
Well, it's a fairy, but it's going after dark elixir, or I mean, it's going after just elixir, or just resources.
Yeah.
So far,
Golden
so far at the top of the list on going a new troop that goes after just resources. So far at the top of that list is still the dark goblin, the air goblin. This is a playoff of that. Remember the other one we got over
Yeah.
here
But who?
from Dan from Idaho.
Okay.
So that's still it's a fairy, which is just a different skin.
Yeah.
But the new troop idea, it's this is about the best what it does and what it is.
Yeah.
So far we have it. It's uglier than a fairy, and Dan from Idaho is in the lead. Okay. But who was it from?
It's Kratos.
Gets lumped in there because it's the same idea. That's why I was taking down names and saying that shit. Kratos.
Well, we have to have like a winner in the end, so we can't just invent the new troops
no,
out
here-
of.
Here's what's going to happen. Kratos, and I'm going to put fairy next to Kratos is not a fairy, but his idea was. So Dan from Idaho is the goblin and Kratos is the fairy. It's the same. It does the same thing. It's just a different skin. Now, if that idea wins, we'll pick the skin.
But Dan from Idaho was for just dark elixir.
Oh, yeah. Well, that wins. I think that. Well, no, I don't. Okay, Kratos is fairy idea.
Well,
And
we have time for some more.
I'm going to put after
is
Kratos fairy. I'm going to put after
Oh my God, we have a lot more.
all.
But this is fun anyways. Okay.
After all resources.
Okay, this is Pibbles from Camp Farmhouse. My troop idea is a dark troop, black widow spider with a blue hourglass on the abdomen. She will use lightning strikes like shooting a web and will target Teslas first, which she deals extra damage to, and electrical shorting is caused. High damage per second like a wizard's with fairly low hit points. She is fast too, like a goblin. Cost would be around 100 dark elixir with a training time of 2 minutes and a housing space of 4. After Tesla, she would attack other defenses. I'm trying to picture this.
Well,
so
it's a troop
she's
that goes after Teslas, which is interesting
about
because
housing space of 4
it's after the Teslas is interesting because
and the go wipe.
well, and it's only if the Teslas are popped like that. You have to put that in there. Like if you just drop it and you're like, I hope a Tesla pops, it might turn and go after that. But if it doesn't, it'll just attack whatever until
Or
one's
just-
out. Like then it'll be like, oh, there's one over there on the other side of the map, and go after it. You know,
There's
because they're hidden. She
there's
can't
a
just
lot.
sniff them out.
There's a lot to think about.
A
with this
spider. No,
Yeah.
that's okay. Let's go there. It's a spider. That's
Yeah.
a troop. That's another thing
Okay.
about this thing is that we have to pick the skin.
one. Right.
That's just what it does. I like a spider.
You're taking all these ideas and you're turning it into a super idea. That's what you're. I can just see you putting pieces together like a little android. Okay. All right. So this is from Matt, mailman Matt. My idea is a defense only troop. Okay. And he asked me if I got it, and I did see this.
Okay.
And so I kind of we talked about it earlier. Defensive only troop. It's a pistol crossbow wielding chipmunk wearing a robe that eats pistachios on your attacking troops. Troops' boots. They don't hurt your troops, but they make them feel bad for almost killing them.
That would work on me anyway. Yeah.
Do you remember the last episode?
Yeah.
of
Oh, yeah, I remember
Chipmunk
about that.
wearing a robe that eats pistachios on your attacking troops' boots. They don't hurt your troops, but they make them feel bad for almost killing them.
Yeah.
The shaming troop.
Yeah, the shame troop. The little guy, I saw him in the backyard 2 days ago. It was in the afternoon. And I saw a chipmunk. But he was back in the same area, snooping around, trying to find some fucking snacks. I don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I like the crossbow idea.
Yeah. Okay. Well, probably not going to be on the list, but
Now, wait a minute. Is that why fucking Blue Triangle that said a chipmunk that comes up to the Archer Tower and just takes
Probably.
arrows?
I'm wondering if that was
that's a
inspired-
burn on me now. Oh, I totally didn't see that. That was last episode, too. That didn't even work.
okay, my
Shit.
troop idea is a Hydra. 40 Space Dark Elixir troop.
Hydra.
It's a ground dragon type troop. It starts with one head and grows a new head every 25% of health that is taken away, up to 3 heads. And
I love it.
And damage
I love it.
damage ramps up as it grows more heads.
Hydra. That's going over here.
It
on this
causes
side.
area of effect damage and healing. Okay. Because of effect damage and healing, each head does a different type of damage or healing. Okay,
Yeah.
100%, 100 to 75% of one. So one head, like burning fire, in parentheses. Okay, fire burning shit as it goes. 75 to 50% 2 heads, ice freezing and slowing shit down. 50 to 0% 3 heads, area of effect healing of friendly troops, but no self healing. That would be way too overpowered. Okay. The Hydra would be Town Hall 10 or 11 hero pet type troop also, but it would need to be fed. Elixir Dark Elixiring the gold cooldown would be him eating maybe half the time sleeping, I think, the time it takes to the king to wake up. Cost would be like maybe 50k elixir, 2 dark k elixir, and 75k gold. So it's Vadleg from Phantom Zone.
What's the name?
So Vadleg.
All right.
I really like the first part of it.
Yeah,
and
well,
I think,
listen, that's another thing. People have ideas about what things should cost and stuff, and that's secondary. I mean,
well, no, we asked for what it was.
yeah, you know, we do, yeah,
I like the mix.
like the exact numbers, but we, you know, make it a powerful thing, make it less powerful here, and you know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is good. I love it. The fact that that you cut off a head and it grows another. I mean, that's a fucking Hydra. That's rad.
Yeah. And I think he was explaining this to me in the chat, and basically what he was saying was that each it got more powerful. No, he was doing this online with Boaz. It would get more powerful as it was dying.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
kind of like the golem where it splits, but it gets weaker
Yeah.
and then more output.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I like that.
And I love it. I love the Hydra. That's going on there. It's you cut its head off, and then 2 more grow in its place, and that's maybe when it's halfway dead, and then you cut it, 3/4 of the way, and then it'll grow 2 to 4, or either 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably it could go because I love the Hydra with the 4 heads, is a thing.
Yeah.
That'd be rad to have. It has 4 heads for like the last 10% of its life.
Right.
It'll have 4 heads, and the 4th head will be a freeze head. The rest is fire, or something like that. Where at the very last second you get a fucking little bit of good.
Yeah.
You can't heal itself.
Right, not itself. That's what he
And
said.
maybe heal spells don't work on it because it seems like a powerful thing. Now, would you have it as does he want it as a hero?
I think he said there could be a hero as well.
It could be, but as a regular troop, it'd be a ground dragon, so it'd take a lot. It would cost a lot.
I'd rather it be a regular troop. And this one, he said,
Yeah.
is, and what he say is 40 space, so you could only brew it
it'll
for
be
yourself.
big.
You
It'll
can only
be
brew it for yourself.
It'll be big. It'll cost a lot, and it'll be powerful.
Did that just move to the top of your list?
Yeah, actually, because it's a brand new type of troop. I mean, Spider is a thing. Battering ram and catapult are a battering ram more so than a catapult. Catapult is just huge and doesn't move. Battering ram is a troop that moves around. I love that shit. And then we got the thing in the water. That's another new kind of troop. There's something in the water. A dark archer, a dark goblin. Those are things that are just already a kind of thing that's more powerful or does something different. So,
okay,
you know what I mean. So right now, Hydra's a new troop that it does something different and new.
Yeah.
What does it target? Everything. It just wages. It just goes in and wages war. It's like kind
of like a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
and the heads they don't target the same thing. They always target
Spread.
they always target something different if they can. Like that is cool so it looks really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it would be it's like splitting like golems, but then it would be doing different damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And it moves really slow, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I can really picture that one.
Yeah.
It's like distracted by thinking about, okay, yeah, that would.
It doesn't. I just am picturing a 4-headed dragon, and a Hydra is more like a 4-headed lizard, or in the water, it's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
It could be.
Be cool if it only could attack from the water.
Well, then you're looking at the octopus that could reach out or something, and the water troop is just.
Well, let's
they're
keep
all
going
getting
because
left
I think there's a maybe not.
All right, let's keep going. Next one.
All right, so it's hard to picture these as we're sitting here. Like I'm trying to think about it. Okay, anyways, introducing the succubus. It's a female equivalent to an incubus, thanks to Wikipedia. This is the evil twin of the healer who has been tainted by dark elixir. She would be similar. Okay, we got another sales pitch. This was okay. She would be healer has been tainted by dark elixir. She would be similar in speed and hit points to a healer, maybe some more hit points. She would suck the life out of all defenses in range, essentially dealing splash damage. The unique feature of this troop would be that damage would be dealt to all buildings within, say, 4 to 5 square radius. So splash damage all around in a large circle. Movement might be similar to the Velk, positioning yourself between buildings. DPS would be modest, say in line with or a bit more than an archer per level. It would deal double damage to Wizard Towers and male CC troops. So Wizard Towers and male Clan Castle troops.
Huh.
I don't see a real need in the game for this. It's just something different. Now, a new spell that I'd like to see. I would not increase spell factor's capacity. Just introduce another spell option for level 3 and up. With an upgrade, unlock the Mind Detector spell. This would set off all traps and trigger Teslas. Air bombs and increasing levels would... increasing levels and increase the size of the area covered. Just think if you could clear a double big bomb before sending in hogs on a base.
I like the spell. But I think it would be a mine finder, not a setter offer.
No, I think it would be a good setter offer.
Well, then you'd have to have the area would have to be pretty small, and it'd be like a guy throwing.
But if you had everything in the center, and you could just drop one of the mine detector spell and set it all off.
Well, that's not. No, that's too much. That's too
overpowering.
That's too good. But to see where they are and even set the Tesla off probably would fall in there. It would pop up.
Yeah.
And like it's a regular size area, spell area, but like as you progressed in level, it would show off bombs on the ground, and then it would show like air bombs too later on. Or as you progressed in level, it got bigger. I think that's probably what it should be. It shows everything, but the first time it's only like 3 squares. It's small. Like you might get 2 or 3. Like what's right there? Boom. That's where the Tesla is. That's where 2 bombs are, and then you could get it up to once you maxed it out, it'd be a regular sized spell area, and you could see where things were.
All right, I got to think about that one.
But then it's almost worthless because you wouldn't bother.
Because it went, you just be able to tell.
You just expect it. And that's why. I mean, that's why you would do that. You just expect to be. There's either a double big bomb right there or a Tesla.
Yeah,
you know it.
You have to, Yeah, I don't know if
So setting them off.
I don't know if the benefits add to it, but so what do you think about the succubus? It's a healer, damages, dark healer.
There's a dark healer.
Would be that damage, splash damage, delta buildings. So it basically like splash damages.
It's a balloon combined with a healer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But I
have a hard time picturing this one.
It's the first spell that we've had.
But we said no spells, remember?
Oh, well,
you were very modest about it. All right.
I doubt that.
The new troop should be the infiltrator. Okay, this is from Macago 57. Clan Geb, GEB.UM 1976. Okay. All right. A new troop should be the infiltrator. This dark troop takes over the enemy's defense by infiltrating it. So it fires at enemy troops and buildings until it's destroyed by regular defense. So you have to decide tank. So you have to decide tank and destroy or tank and infiltrate. For example, an Inferno Tower.
What?
Difficulties. He is fast enough to stay alive until reaching the defense. Always taking interest. 250 hit points. 1,000 dark elixir cost 20 units.
Before you get to that, what does it do?
It infiltrates buildings. So it fires at enemy troops and buildings until it's destroyed by regular defense. Right? Okay. So I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
You tank and destroy or tank and infiltrate.
They run up in an archer tower, then start shooting shit out of it, or like infiltrate.
Yeah. So you could actually go in and change it.
Yeah, make it an offensive.
That's kind of a cool idea.
Like grab that cannon and turn that fucker around.
Yeah, it starts shooting at.
Yeah.
So use the troop to infiltrate.
I don't know if that's I don't know if that was what he was talking about.
No, I think so. I think that's what he meant. So that's infiltrator. I can see that. That's actually a really cool twist.
Go and take over. What would you do that with wizard towers?
See you later, buddy.
Send a wizard up there and knock him off, and turns around and starts zapping you.
Yeah, I don't know. But that could be cool because
then their own guys would have to turn and blow that shit up.
But if it destroyed everything around it, if it was able to shoot at things, I don't know. That's crazy.
Interesting.
All right. Hey guys, this is a lazy savage from Slow Death's clan. I just recently started listening to podcasts and worked my way back to the historic Zod versus El clan, where El does indeed kneel before Zod. Two troop ideas that I've come up with, both influenced by the podcast, are either an ice cream truck. I was actually looking for this sound last night because I still can't find it. To jam to. That looks something like Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. Okay. Yeah. Or a dark chipmunk. That looks something like the squirrel from Ice Age, but evil. Both troops are intended to screw with the heroes. Okay.
A hero troop.
The ice cream truck dark troop will not have any damage per second and will only be targeted by heroes. Essentially, the player drops the ice cream truck and starts playing music, attracting the Barber Archer Queen and when they are in range of the truck, because they want the soggy grape slushy from the Zod vs. El War podcast. The benefit of this troop would be that it distracts heroes in range until it runs out of health, tank, like say 30 seconds, and the side effect is that heroes become untethered. Ooh. Break the hero's tether. This troop would move slowly around the outer wall of enemy bases if attacking or coming out of the clan castle. All right, the Dark Chipmunk, Cheap Dark Troop, would be a lower health troop that, when dropped, runs straight for the Barb King. This troop is quick, unaffected by walls, and can only be attacked by troops and buildings that have arrows or bolts. Archers, Archer Queen, X-bows, Archer Towers, to signify Boneyard trying to kill the critter with his Christmas crossbow. This troop would have a low hit point total because it is small and takes up a small army camp portion, 2 spots. If the Chipmunk makes it to the Barb King before being killed, the Barb King will lay his sword down and start feeding the Chipmunk pistachios until the Chipmunk is overfed and then blows up, knocking the Barb King unconscious. Really enjoy the podcast and keep up the good work.
So the Chipmunk for a third time.
Like I said, I have not read these, so and this is for that reason. Although, okay, first and foremost,
Anyway, let's go. No, hey, the Chipmunk. It's a troop that goes directly at a hero. What do you think of that?
What's that?
A troop that goes directly at a hero, and kills it. Now the first one would untether a hero, which I like.
I like that attack a hero.
You know, going straight at a hero
for war purposes,
especially.
But
it probably couldn't jump walls.
What if it just?
You'd have to get it to it, and then you could lay down like they're like.
Yeah, but how would you use it?
You'd go in with a group of them.
And then what? It kills the hero?
Start your attack, like get in, like bust walls and start getting in the middle, then drop a bunch of those so they go right after that hero. Once he can get to him. The ice cream truck is where you drop something and the hero wanders away and gets slushy. That was a good day. I miss the summer, man.
I know. It's cold down here in the studio. But I'm just really trying to think about it because I'm trying to think when it would be. It's always good to take out the heroes. If you sent them in, they attack the heroes.
Then what?
Maybe had a lot of. That'd have to take them a while, but then the king and queen would be engaged in that battle. I don't know. That would be a really delicate balance, I think, to change that. Okay. All right. First and foremost, really enjoying your podcast. I have a clan that is predominantly made up of adults as well, the majority of which are real-life friends. It really becomes the most interesting part of the game, late-night banter and whatever, sports rivals, video game talk, and sometimes actually about the game itself. COC has become my social media. If it's somebody's birthday, they get in there. They're not in a clan mail as opposed to other means. Well, onward, my ideas actually started as jokes. When requesting, many of our clannies would request some sort of nonsense made-up troop when they are farming. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah. Like, just make something up. Made-up troop, when they are, I'm going to do that tonight. And they are farming and care not for what troop you jam in there. So one day, oh God, names are starting to pop in my head. Okay. I asked for Ghost Recon Cat Snipers, thinking it was funny as I was intoxicated. Your contest brought me back to the request. What would a Ghost Cat Recon Sniper entail?
Ghost Cat Recon Sniper?
Yeah. Well, the easy part is the aesthetic. They would look like cat people ninjas. Like Khajiit from Skyrim with assassin garb that would change color as you leveled them up. They'd be wielding arquebuy that fire dark elixir rounds. Their distinguishing feature would be once all of them are deployed, they would have an ability to simultaneously vanish like the Archer Queen, and with the push of their flashing icon, continuing to shoot but undetectably by defenses for a brief period of time. They would target everything like an archer. I toyed with the idea of them utilizing their invulnerability as CC defensive troops and could only be seen emerging if the attacker had at least one ghost sniper of his own in range. But that seems like it could be overpowered and too much focus on bringing them every time.
Ninja cat people that are invisible. That's pretty good.
Ghost Recon Cat Snipers. So... play test balance, maybe hog pricing. Really not trying to price them. Double the cost of archers, but DE plabs. Okay.
So cat people. I like it. Invisible cat people. Do they get to be invisible? I mean, that seems like it's as soon as they're engaged, they go invisible, and then what?
Keep shooting. Kind of like the Archer Queen, but just as a troop.
It has to be a heavier troop. It takes up way more spaces.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be pretty powerful if it just gets to disappear.
Yeah, but maybe the length of time. I don't know. It's really hard to picture these things. It's like sitting here. I almost wish I would order these things before. But all right. So But he gives another idea for a dark. For a hero. One other suggestion to contest for a new hero idea is that of a Goblin King or Earl Seer Despot. I was never. I'm just going to go past that word because I was mispronouncing it. Lord Champion.
No way. Go back.
Despot.
Sure, I'll go with that.
Is that what is
A
it?
despot? A despot.
Yeah.
Despot. That's how I pronounce it. I don't know.
Okay. Because I only read that word. I never
It's
actually
not
heard anybody.
depot. It's not depot.
No. Okay. All right. So, okay. Not an idiot. All right. Well, he would also target
That's
any
questionable.
resource collectors or storages and have the ability to jump like hogs. His special ability would summon his goblin entourage, goblins that were slightly better than max goblins, and with a different appearance, also just enhancing his speed and stealing power.
I like the idea of a.
He'd be useless on defense, though. His space would be a cave that retreats to once you're being attacked. Goblin. Okay, target. That would be kind of if it wasn't defensive.
Recruiting off the goblin map for the Goblin King and his cronies. You've defeated him, and now you take him and you put him in a fight, and he goes and fights because he's like we're getting that gold, and that's what they go after is resource. He's like the king, but he's going after resources like that.
Okay.
And yeah, he wouldn't fight for you on defense. Like he'd be like, "No, we're going in the woods."
All right.
Yeah, Goblin King.
Yeah.
As a hero.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. Okay, this is an email. We'll actually come back to that. Okay, I'm sorry. New Dark Troop idea. Okay.
Yeah, right up there.
Shaman.
It's dead air, man.
Okay.
It's freezing cold down here.
I know. All right, the Shaman. Here's a simple one. This is from Bad Leg again. This 30 space dark elixir single target troop with medium health similar to the wizard and could do channel damage over time. The troop would take less damage from infernos but do twice as much damage to infernos. It would carry a staff or totem that fires a channeled lava beam just like the single target inferno. To help balance the troop, it would take 2 times the damage from small bombs. I think it would cost 1,000 dark elixir since it would be a troop sent in to hammer the infernos. Okay, at first I didn't like the idea as I started reading it.
Yeah.
But I like it more and more.
Okay.
So you've got a dark wizard, basically, a shaman, but it's an inferno, or its favorite defense is an inferno.
It's a targeted thing. So yeah, dark troop that is ranged, I assume, and goes after.
It's kind of like
It's targeted at what do you want it to target? Infernos.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's what you want.
Yeah.
And when it gets there, it's within range of the inferno, obviously, but it targets it.
yeah. I like that. Its
Yeah.
favorite target is
Is it?
inferno.
What's its? How much room does it take? 4 or 5?
30.
30. Is it a tank? Is it going to last that long?
No, I
I'm
don't
thinking
think
of littler
so.
ones
Yeah.
that
You could take like 5 or 10.
Well, what does the wizard take? 8?
4. Or no, yeah, 8 now.
No, 4.
Four.
Four spaces. So it's 8. So it takes 8.
Yeah.
Double it. Make him a little bigger than that. And yeah, he's got to wait. He's got to run in there and go after. And he'll shoot at walls and get towards that thing. And that's a tunneler.
Yeah.
In itself, because you put a bunch in away from the inferno, like on the other side of the whole base, and they'll go in after it.
Inferno Seekers.
Yeah.
I think that would balance Inferno. That's what I mean. Like, it's like, started reading, like, kid, that would balance. Those Infernos are tough.
And you have to have a ground troop as a.
And if you don't want to give us a new spell, you need something to, like, so we don't constantly have to freeze the Infernos. Because it's basically your only, as far as I've seen, freeze is the only really effective thing against Infernos.
That's why that came out right after that. Yeah.
So if you had something that you could take in less freeze to engage the Inferno towers, then you don't have to give us a new spell. You don't need to do a capacity.
Yeah, gotcha. Inferno troop. Okay. Are we writing these down? What are we doing?
You were writing these down.
Yeah, I got
Okay, we better decide, because we're at an hour.
Okay.
So and then we'll get to the next ones, because you know what? There's still like Okay, there's only 7 more maybe right now, but
Okay.
this has only been out for a couple days.
So right now we got a
So let's.
goblin for a hero troop.
Well, no,
is
we're
that part of the
just gonna
contest,
do-
or we're just doing troops.
Just doing troops.
So the Goblin King thing, that's out. I like it,
Yeah.
but as a troop, it's not a troop. That's a third hero.
We'll come back with the idea. Maybe we'll do a new hero
Hero
contest.
idea, yeah.
Yeah. But not yet.
Right. This is a troop. This is what. So what do we got going on? We got a battering ram, a catapult, something in the water. The 2 different a fairy and a goblin, both dark, both air, both after resources. One only dark elixir. The Hydra. And the dude with the electric short range, the Dark Prince, who walks in and he's an electrical aura like all the way around him. He's destroying stuff. And that's where we're at.
Okay.
Oh, and the Dark Archer, but that's off the list because it's just a Dark Archer. There's nothing really unique about it yet.
So what would I want to see the most? I want to. You know what? Actually, I
The
think
water thing is still at the bottom of the list because it's not really practical. I want it, so that category is
Okay, so
stick
we're
around.
taking 4 on to the next.
4.
Or I guess we could always come back, but
Yeah.
given where we're at,
Water Troop is still on the list, but I want to hear a better version of one than a lizard like
I'm thinking I like the catapult still.
catapult, battering ram.
Or no, I mean battering ram.
Battering ram.
That's my number 1.
That's
so far.
That's the Rhino. That's the guy that goes straight in and goes straight at the town hall. I like that's at the top of the list. The Hydra is at the top of the list.
Okay.
Or they're both up there, top 4, right? The electric dude with the short. We're only going to take 4. Is that the plan? Out of this,
Yeah,
out of the list
because
I have? Okay.
even if we get 15 more,
All right. So the goblin that goes after just dark elixir, and it flies.
yeah,
That's
probably my number 2. I think.
yeah, and it's got to cost dark elixir. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fairy that goes after all resources. It's a flying goblin. Was there anything more about it? That's just all it was.
Yeah.
That's off the list, I think, because it's just a flying goblin. I like it.
Okay.
It's good, but the flying goblin that goes after just dark elixir, that's the trade off.
Okay.
So it's the just dark elixir goblin, the Hydra, battering ram, and a water thing. I don't know if that's the water thing's on there.
Okay. So where are we at then? What are our top 4? It's the battering ram. Did you say Hydra?
Hydra,
Okay, the Hydra.
ground dragon, the cutting of the
Yeah.
heads, the cutting of the heads part. I love that where it gets stronger as it dies.
Okay, and then the dark troop.
The-
And then I think the last one.
All
The one that targets the Infernos.
right,
The shaman,
Inferno.
because it's a dark wizard, but I think
Well, it's targeted
it's targeted,
shaman,
and we'll probably remember.
and hopefully he looks like a shaman, like he's got like a medicine man.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
and maybe people will fill us in more on
Who's that by?
which one.
The Infernal Seeker.
Vadleg.
Oh, he gets 2 lists on here.
Did you have 2 of the top?
Oh, he got Hydra.
Well, then we have to pick one.
All right. Well, then I'm going Hydra.
Okay, you feel more strongly
Yeah,
about it. Than
it is.
but I do.
It is just a wizard, a troop that is a target troop that now targets Infernos. Having something to target an Inferno is cool, but we're doing a new troop, not just a new what it does.
Yeah.
I guess that takes the goblin out, the Dark Elixir goblin.
No,
It's
because
not a new troop. It's not a new thing. It's just something that it just does it a little different.
well, people would just be okay,
You know what
but
I mean? We're talking about new things.
yeah, that's fine. I agree.
Battering ram.
So maybe put the
No, that's not
catapult
new
in.
That's a new thing.
Okay, let's put the catapult in because once we'll hear from people too on Twitter and people might clarify an idea or say something in clan chat.
Well, I got the list here, all the best things,
and we'll keep going.
Yeah, and we'll
So we're gonna
Add to some and take away from some others.
and this podcast or the contest will be over on February 1st, since we're getting a lot of
Sure.
2 episodes almost and we didn't get through
The next time we
everything in the
record
week.
2 episodes in a week, it'll be 2 episodes of this contest.
Yeah. So
But it'll be fun. It's been good because we're figuring out things. Goddamn well, Supercell listens to these two.
I know.
These ones.
puts all
because
the parts for the best of you.
something together, right?
All right, well, get a hold of us, clashcamspodcast@gmail.com or at WBSMT Radio on Twitter. Go to the website and take the survey.
Yeah.
Make
Make it happen.
Helps out with advertising and things.
Yeah, we got to keep it warm around here.
Yeah,
got to
no
keep the
kidding.
heat on, son.
Heat off until I can see my breath.
Yeah.
All right. Or 424-27-CLASH. Keep it clashy, everybody.
Keep it clashing.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.